We're back again, once again, with another stimulus check update for you. And today we're going to be talking about next stimulus bill, phase 4, $1,000 a month, $5,000 a month, a Trump announcement for our second stimulus check update for August 3rd of 2020. And today we got a lot of goodies for you to talk about here. We got, like I said, we got $1,000 a month in stimulus payments, $500 a month in stimulus payments, Kanye West presidential run update, and how to make sure you get $500 for each of your independent children in the stimulus payments, and a special letter to Congress from 100 CEOs, the C word sickness pandemic update on it, the status of your next stimulus check, and suspending payroll tax collections, and a Trump announcement that was made today, and my take on all of this too also as well. So first up on the menu, we have Andrew Yang, who has a nonprofit, is partnering with the 1K Project to bring $1,000 a month in direct payments to struggling U.S. families. So what this is a type of universal basic income that Andrew Yang has been advocating for since the beginning of his presidential run. And his pledge was announced today. It echoed his campaign promise of a $1,000 a month freedom dividend for every U.S. adult. Now, how this works is that beneficiaries receive direct $1,000 payments each month for 3 months. And next up, we have Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They launched a guaranteed income program with Jack Dorsey's money. Now, Pittsburgh Mayor Bill Peduto announced that his city is now participating in a program receiving funding from Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey, in which eligible residents will receive $500 a month in guaranteed income. Wow, isn't that awesome, people? I mean, if you could get the $1,000 a month from Andrew Yang, and you can get the $500 a month if you live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, that'd be awesome, right? There's some wishful thinking. Now, Kanye West is seeking to get on the ballot in the swing states, Wisconsin and Ohio, according to a report from The Hill. Kanye West hired a petitioning company to let the voters decide to assist in gathering signatures ahead of filing deadlines this week. In Wisconsin, the rapper would need to obtain 2,000 signatures by Wednesday at 5 p.m. And in Ohio, he would need 5,000 signatures by Wednesday at 5 p.m. Now, Kanye has also filed to appear on the Oklahoma ballot for president, but he did not meet the deadline in South Carolina, although he held a rally in the state the day before, along with North Carolina, New Mexico, Texas, Michigan, Florida, and Indiana. He also submitted the needed number of signatures for Illinois, New Jersey, Missouri ballots, but the intelligencer noted he may not appear on the ballot in any of these states. So, I mean, hey, I don't have a favorite presidential pick for president, but I mean, if Kanye wants to run, hey, some say that he's running to take many of the black votes away from Joe Biden. And then some say he plans on dropping out so that way Trump he can give all of those votes to Trump. But I mean, who knows, right? Okay, next up, we're talking about the economic impact payments and how to get the $500. How to make sure you get $500 for each one of your dependent children. That's the stimulus check from the CARES Act that was passed back in March. Now, basically, according to irs.gov website, it says, quote, you will receive an additional $500 payment for each qualifying child you claim on your tax return being used to calculate your payment. Here is the criteria you should consider. Okay. Now, this is how you would qualify for that $500 payment for your dependents. Your relationship to the individual who is eligible for the payment. An example, your child is the son, daughter, stepchild, eligible foster child, brother, sister, stepbrother, stepsister, half-brother, half-sister, or a descendant of any of them. For example, a grandchild, niece, or nephew. A child's age. Your child was under the age of 17 at the end of the taxable year and is younger than the individual eligible for the payment or permanently or totally disabled. Dependent of the individual who is eligible for payment. The child is claimed as a dependent on the 2018 or 2019 tax return or entered on the non-filers. Enter payment info here. Tool is there too. Also, it's a special link. Child citizenship. The child is a U.S. citizen, U.S. national, or U.S. resident alien. Child's residency. Child must have lived with the individual eligible for the payment more than half the tax year. Support for the child. The child must not provide over half of own support for the tax year. Child's taxpayer identification number. The child has a valid Social Security number or an adoption taxpayer identification number. So these requirements, you can find them on the website irs.gov/newsroom/economic-impact-payments-qualifying-child-requirements. Okay, I'll put the link in the bottom here in the description too. Just click the down arrow there. Okay. Next up, we have more than 100 CEOs warned Congress of a catastrophic consequences for small businesses without a relief bill. Now, we have a letter that was released today that was sent to top congressional leaders of both parties in the House and the Senate. The CEOs and other executives warn of significant consequences to the economy if Congress doesn't immediately act to save small business. There's a quote that they wrote in the letter. By Labor Day, we foresee a wave of permanent closures if the right steps are not taken soon, they wrote. Allowing small businesses to fail will turn temporary job losses into permanent ones. By year end, the domino effect of lost jobs, as well as the lost services and lost products that small businesses provide, could be catastrophic. Now, we also have an update on the C word pandemic. Now, we have here significant developments, and also Dr. Fauci, speaking to reporters, said, when you have community spread, it's insidious. There are people who are spreading it who have no symptoms at all. It's difficult to do identification, isolation, and contact tracing. Now, the Washington Post also noted here some significant developments here where Dr. Birx had warned that even rural areas are suffering right now. It is extraordinarily widespread. The sickness is in urban areas and rural areas right now. Also surging in several Midwestern states that had not previously seen high infection rates. Average daily deaths remain elevated in the South and West, where the virus spread rapidly after restrictions were lifted earlier this summer. Now, the U.S. currently has over 4.7 million cases, over 150,000 deaths from the C-word sickness pandemic. We also have an update here on your second stimulus check here. The Democrats and Trump officials, they left a productive meeting this afternoon. And the Democrats, the same four that are doing negotiations, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, representing the Democrats, and also Steve Mnuchin, Secretary of Treasury, and Chief of Staff for the White House, Mark Meadows. They left a Monday afternoon meeting. They said there was progress, but they still need a fifth bill, okay? C-word sickness bill. But they said they had issues to resolve, right? They met for more than 2 hours at the Capitol. So the meeting on Saturday morning was 3.5 hours. Now this meeting is 2 hours. I mean, what is the next meeting going to be? 45 minutes or so? Pelosi told reporters the discussion was productive. She said, we are moving down the track, but still have our differences. Schumer added, we're making some progress on certain issues, moving closer together. There are still a lot of issues that are still outstanding, but I think there is a desire to get something done as soon as we can. Now, just take note here, where is Mitch McConnell in all of these negotiations? Right now, Mitch McConnell is nowhere to be found. So we also have another comment here. A lot of people from Trump's comments here said a lot of people are going to be evicted, but I'm going to do what I can to stop it because I'll do it myself when I have to. I have a lot of powers with respect to executive orders, and we're looking at that very seriously right now. Now, conservatives are urging Trump to take unilateral action on his executive powers to suspend payroll tax collection. Stephen Moore, a member of the White House's Economic Recovery Task Force, is urging Trump to direct the IRS to suspend collecting payroll taxes, arguing that doing so would help the middle class and benefit the president politically. Okay, now the Trump administration have made an announcement today, right? And basically, they are considering unilateral action on enhanced unemployment benefits and an eviction moratorium if no deal is struck with Congress, right? So basically, what it is that's going on is Trump made an announcement today in a statement, and he said, a lot of people are going to be evicted, but I'm going to stop it because I'll do it myself if I have to. Now, Trump told reporters this at the White House. Trump went on to say that I have a lot of powers with respect to executive orders, and we're looking at that very seriously right now. Now, basically, I don't know. I mean, Trump is going through his executive powers and his authorities to see what he can do, I guess, to extend the $600 a week unemployment benefits and also extend the eviction on moratoriums too also as well. So, I mean, I will definitely keep you updated on that to see what comes out of that, because maybe Trump has found a loophole in the laws that would allow him to use his executive powers to somehow implement some stimulus programs like extended unemployment, the $600 boost, or the eviction moratoriums. I mean, who knows? All right. But I will definitely keep you updated if he somehow finds a loophole in order to do this. All right. Now, we also have a report from the sentinelsource.com news, which says that basically during the first week of July, the number of households with children that reported not having enough to eat was 13,570,374, according to an analysis of U.S. Census data by the nonprofit Nonpartisan Council on Contemporary Families. So, and here's my take on all of this here, right? As far as the next stimulus package, we have Nancy Pelosi saying that Democrats don't want a piecemeal package. They don't want one package passed right now for extended $600 unemployment benefit boost, and then they have to go back to the Republicans in the Senate again and ask for another package to be passed to extend the eviction moratoriums, and then go back to them again and ask for them to pass another $1,200 stimulus check, and go back again for hazard pay for essential workers, and go back again for PPP money for the small businesses, and go back again for more and more stimulus funds and stimulus programs. And I kind of agree, like I said in my last video, I kind of agree with Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer because of the way the Republicans have been and the Senate have been behaving since the beginning of the first CARES Act bill that was passed in March, right? Ever since then, you had Mitch McConnell saying every month that he was going to wait and see how the economy how the economy looks in the next month, in the month of May. And then they wanted to wait and see how the economy looks in the month of June. They're waiting on a jobs report for June, and that came out. And then they're waiting for July to get there. And then July came. And then still, here we are in August, and no stimulus package passed from the Senate at all. Now, keep in mind, though, the Democrats already passed the HEROES Act back in May. So we can't really put too much blame on the Democrats here. But who's to say that if the Democrats, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, they agree to pass one bill, right, with the Republicans in the Senate, a temporary bill or one-piece bill to extend the unemployment, who's to say that Mitch McConnell and the Senate Republicans don't do the same thing again and say, well, okay, now let's wait and see. We already passed a temporary 1 week extension of the $600 unemployment. Let's wait and see what September looks like with the economy. And then we'll see where we're at and see if the people need a $1,200 stimulus check. Or let's wait and see if the people need hazard pay for essential workers or an eviction moratorium. They may very well do that. Okay, so I really don't blame them. As far as what Steve Mnuchin and Mark Meadows are talking about, Steve Mnuchin has been talking a lot about how they spent a lot of money already, $3 trillion on stimulus packages and relief during this pandemic here. I mean, a lot of that money was spent on PPP loans for businesses, and multiple businesses in the U.S. Profited millions, got millions of dollars in payments in PPP money, okay? More than what the American people actually got, okay? Big corporations got bailed out. The airlines got bailed out, okay? So Steve Mnuchin is always talking about, it's a $3 trillion bill, always mentioning how much it costs. But according to this report from the Sentinel, now, they're always talking about, Republicans are always talking about, if we spend a lot of money, then our children are going to pay for it in the future, right? Or they're going to have to pay this money back. But these same children, as I read the report off to you from the sentinelsource.com, during the first week of July, the number of households with children that reported not having enough to eat was 13,570,374. That's according to an analysis of U.S. Census data by the nonprofit Nonpartisan Council on Contemporary Families, right? 13 million households with children that did not have enough to eat. Okay, now that must tell you something, that the Republicans are so worried about our children in America having to pay the money back that Congress had to spend, right, on this pandemic. I mean, those children right here are not having enough to eat. 13 million right here. Okay, so you got to take care of them. You got to take care of the people. Okay, you got to stop Republican. I'm talking to Republicans. Okay, in the Congress, in the Senate, in the House, the White House administration. You guys, you got to stop thinking about so much about how much these things cost. Okay, when you were ready to go to war in Iraq, you didn't think about how much it cost. You just spent trillions of dollars and sent the military over there. You sent bombs over there, military planes over there, multi-billion-dollar military planes. Okay, you didn't think about how much it cost then. And guess what? This pandemic has taken more lives than the war in Iraq. Okay, so now let's treat this pandemic the same way you treated Iraq. You spent trillions of dollars on the war in Iraq. Let's spend trillions of dollars helping out the American people now. Okay, get your head out your butt and just do what you got to do in the Senate. Get a bill passed before the 7th, this Friday, and let's help the American people. All right. So now, folks, that's all I got for you. And that's your stimulus check update, stimulus package update. I'll be doing these videos every day, so make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe using the subscribe button below. Make sure that you like and you share the video too, and you subscribe. That's right. Give me a thumbs up. And make sure you join our Facebook group so you can get more stimulus check updates. As many as we have. We have thousands of members there in the group. Use the description and use the link in the description down below. Just hit the down arrow here. And while you're in the description, see other links for free money and other helpful resources there too also as well. Now, from all of us here at the How to Get an 800 Credit Score Family LLC, stay safe, be blessed. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. My name is Lyndon Baptiste, and on this channel we talk about ways to increase your credit score, build credit, and get approved for the lowest payments on mortgages and lines of credit, travel the world for free, earn extra money with cash back. And if that interests you, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications. That way you'll never miss a single video as we make them.